Alright, it's time for the last chord for this lesson, and that's going to be the D major. So far, you all have managed to go through and understand how to hold a C major, A, G, E. Now, let's get to D major. So, if you look at it, only three fingers are involved, and mainly on your top strings. So, if you want to learn it in a way where you recollect it better while you're playing, while you're in the flow of strumming, at times, when you try to change from a G to D, a lot of my students have encountered some hurdle, where they're like, "Oh, I can't land on all the notes correctly, or the timing is off." I mean, there are too many small problems that can be handled easily. So it all boils down to knowing how to fret on time and correctly. Your fingers need to land on the right fret at the same time rather than one by one. So it's always easier to understand the D major chord starting from your top string, not from the bottom. So let's learn it that way. The middle finger goes on the second fret of the E string, top E string over here. The ring goes on the third fret of the B string, and your index goes on the second fret of the G string. So while you're learning how to play the D chord, while you're strumming, make sure that you avoid the bottom E. You can strum from the bottom A if you want, or just the top four strings. That's the main sound of the D major chord. Rather than playing the entire thing, the bottom E sounds a little off, so try and avoid. Focus more on strumming the top four strings, mainly for your D major chord. So now that you have more or less understood how to hold the D major chord, once you are confident, once you're convinced that the sound is great, I would like you all to spend 5 minutes and work on transitions. The transitions, they are supposed to sound like this: C, A, G, E, and the last one, that's the D. Now you have to go back as well. Just because you climb the ladder doesn't mean you don't learn how to climb down. So go backwards. D, we are spelling caged backwards. E, the G again, A, and the C. So once you gauge the strength of how soon and how fast you are able to move from one chord to the other. It might take a day for some people, it might take 2 days. Do not get frustrated. It's a part and parcel of learning. You have to have patience, you have to be determined, and you have to keep practicing. That's the only way out. And the more you keep repeating this cycle of playing the transitions in caged, forward and backward, your mind and your hand both start coordinating at the same time. So remember, it's for the greater good of getting a good result on this instrument. So the more you practice, the more clarity you'll get, the more control you'll get over the instrument. So make sure that you're practicing all these 5 chords thoroughly, and do not forget to keep reminding yourself of the posture, how to hold the guitar, your fretting hand, the right way to hold the plectrum, and the chord changes. Keep practicing and have fun.